Hi, Preeta. Good morning.
Hi, Kavya. Good morning.
Am I audible?
Yes, Kavya.
Okay. Let's wait for 2 more minutes to see if anybody else is joining.
Okay, Kavya, sure.
Hi, Kapil. Good morning. Regarding yesterday's assignment, okay.
Kavya, your voice was breaking. I couldn't hear you properly.
Okay. Any questions regarding yesterday's assignment?
No, Kavya.
Okay. Is my voice fine now?
Yes.
Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes, Kavya.
Okay. So yesterday we were discussing about form layout, form design and everything, right? And also dictionary. So today we'll also work on choice list. Okay. So here, if you see any field with this drop down values, right? Like fixed drop down values. So this is called as choice field. Okay. So if I just right click here and do show, see, you can see we already have show choice list and configure choices. If I click on show country, it just gives me the dictionary info. Okay. So this is the table and this is the field name. Field name in the sense the backend name, backend value. So now what we'll do, say for example, you have to add additional choices to these. Okay, so these are the countries they already have. So you have to add few more countries. So then what you will do is you will right click here. You can either go to show choice list or you can go to configure choices also. So I'll show you configure choices, how it works. So if I go to configure choices, see, you will see all the values which are already there. Okay. And the available values. So we don't have any available values because we have not yet created any. How do I make it go down? Okay. So if you want to add any new choice, you can add it here. So I'll add India. Okay, see, India got added. And then if I want to add something else, what else we don't have here? I'll add Israel. Okay. So if I want to change the order, I can do it up and down. I will save it. So you can see the new choices which I added are here in the same order in which I have added these choices. So if I don't want the few choices, I'll again go to configure choices. And I can remove any choice from here. So I have removed system US. I'll save. Okay, see, you don't see system US here. Similarly, I can go to show choice list also. If I go to show choice list, it will take me to the choice list table. Okay, so you know sys underscore choice underscore list is a table. So sys means it is system defined and choice list is the table name. So here you can see these are all the choices which we have. Okay, so so the choice which I removed, you don't see it here, right? Remove this. Okay, so there are only 12 choices. The choice which I have removed system US is not present here. And also they should be active, true or false. Okay, we have inactive here. So you know active is nothing but that this value can be used somewhere. Inactive means it cannot be used somewhere. In some tables, you will have inactive field. In some tables, you will have active field. So if you have inactive field, it should be false, right? They are not inactive, okay? And if you have active field, then they should be true. right? In order to make use of it. So you should also note down whether it is inactive or whether it is active. So from here also, I'll show you just one field.
Kavya,
Yeah.
I didn't get what is the inactive field, active field.
Okay. So say for example, I was talking about user, right? So if an employee is currently not working in the organization, that means this user record cannot be made use of in the Servicenow platform, right? Like there could be an incident where you create with the username, right? Or maybe something else, like you want to add users to some group. And in that case, you should not add the users who are not part of the organization anymore, correct? So they should be made unavailable to make use of somewhere. So this user should not be, this user, if he is not part of the organization, he should not be added to any group. So how do you control that? You can simply make that user inactive. Okay, so here you have active field, which is true. That means this user value is currently valid. Okay, so if you want to make it invalid, you can simply make it as inactive. That means active false. In some tables, you will see active field. In some tables, you will see inactive field. Okay, so if there is active field, that means active true is it is valid record. Active false is invalid record. Suppose you have inactive field, then inactive true means invalid record and inactive false means valid record. Okay, so it's just active true means it is active, inactive true means it is inactive. Did you understand?
Kavya, with respect to user, I understood, but with respect to choice list, I'm not getting.
It's choice list also same. Okay, like say for example, you don't want to make like few choices you don't want to use anymore. You can delete records in Servicenow, that is possible, but still you will choose not to delete and simply make it inactive. Okay, because maybe in future you might want to make use of those records, or maybe in future you would need those records for some kind of reference that this record existed in Servicenow. That is why we had so and so, like for investigation purpose or for just to maintain the data, you will need those records. So you will choose not to delete the records, but to simply make them active or inactive.
Okay, Kavya. Is there any real-time scenario which you faced?
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So say for example, this was user field, right? Okay. I'll open this user record. Now I'll select some country. Okay, China, and I'll save the record. Okay. So this user has the country code as China. And here we have China. Where is China? Okay. So now I'll delete China. So now country code China is no more, right, in the choice list. See, if I refresh this, it will simply show the backend value. And I would not know what it was also, right? What does this CN means? Like it's just some backend value which was there, like value in the sense, see, this is the label, Brazil is the label, and value is BR. So value is something, as I said, which will be unique for that particular table, and you will make use of that in the script. Okay, so if you are defining something in the script, then you will make use of the value, right? Value is unique, and label can be same. You can create multiple records with the same label, but not with the same value. So here I'll only see the value and I'll not see what was the label or what was the actual record. So even if I go to configure choices also, see, I'll not find that China. So maybe I'll not understand what was used here, right? What is the CN? It doesn't make any sense. So instead, if I simply make it inactive, okay, let me make it as Brazil. And once I make it as Brazil also, I'll not see that CN here anymore. See, even that is also gone. So now, let's make Brazil inactive true. See, even if I make it as inactive true, Brazil is still there. Okay, but how do you differentiate whether it is active value or inactive value is? Inactive values will be in blue color. You can see the Brazil is in blue color. Okay, it's not black actually. Unlike other choices, it's not black, and also it is at the bottom. Okay, before it was at the top, right, as per alphabetical order. But now it went to the bottom, and also it is in blue color. Okay, so that is how you can make note like what is this value and whether it is active or inactive, etc. So did you get my point?
Yes, Kavya.
Yeah, so that is why you will not delete any records because those records might be made use of somewhere else in ServiceNow. Okay, so that would actually delete the data there also. So you will always make them inactive instead of deleting. Only if you have created something new. So maybe, for example, you're working on some project and you created some new choice values, which is not made use of anywhere. Okay, so you have not made use of those choice values in any record so far. And you will realize that you have created it by mistake. So then you can delete because you're sure that it is not used anywhere. But unless and until you are not sure that it is not used anywhere, you will not delete it. You will only make it inactive. Okay,
Yes,
so
Kavya. Yeah, got it. Yeah.
yeah. So this is how the choice field will look like. Okay, so even I added India and Israel, right? I just went to configure choices. I'll show it again. So I went here, configure choices. And from here, I just added a new item. So what I gave here was just the label. Okay, just the label is what you see here. So I just gave the label and backend value, element, user table, everything was auto updated. And how was it auto updated? Because I am choosing that particular field, right? So I have this record open. So I already know that the table is this user. Okay, I mean the system already knows that it is user table. And also I am going from country code configure choices. So they also know that the field is country code, right? So that is why it is auto populated. So I'll show the new choices which we created, that is India and Israel. So you see India and this language English is anyways by default set. Okay. So you can see the element was by default country and the table was user table. And the label was what I gave and it has taken the same thing as value. Okay, and also this sequence is nothing but the the order in which the choices should be displayed. So that means, so here I have France first, Germany and India. Like this is the order of choices I have, right? So maybe they want some choice to be at the top. So what you'll do is you will just decrease the sequence of that choice. So suppose I want to make United States at the top. So here we have US, right? So the sequence of US is 9. So if I make it as 1, okay, so I have made it as 1. So now if I refresh, I should see US in the top. See, okay, I made United Kingdom. Okay, sorry. Yeah, United Kingdom. And so now that is at the top. So now if you do it, if you change it from here, that also works same, okay? So if I go to configure choices, and here if I bring United States to the top and save it, we'll refresh this. So you see United States sequence is reduced to 0. Okay, because we already have with 1 we already have. So it will go to the least choice, that is 0. Right? Like just, I mean, if you consider United Kingdom is 1, it should take the sequence which is less than 1. So it took 0. So, yeah, so here you see now United States is at the top. So it works like the method is different, but still the functionality will be same. If you use configure choice also, it will update in the choice list, choice table only. Okay, it will update the values in the choice table. So you can directly change the sequence here, or you can go to configure choices and change the sequence there also. Both are same. Okay, any questions here?
Kavya, how did the sequence, it should be unique or it can be same, like
No,
0,
it
0?
can be. It can be same. It can be same. Okay, so I can give sequence anything. I can give this also 0. I can make it. I can make it this also 0. Then what it will do is it will just choose choose in alphabetical order. Okay, like
Okay.
so it can be same. It doesn't matter. But still, for your identification, you will give it different. Okay. It need not be unique, like sequence need not be unique. Only thing which has to be unique is the value. This is the value. Everything else can be same. It doesn't restrict you there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, so this is about configure choices. And also this is a choice list is a table, I said, right? So how do you open a table from here in filter navigator? You will search for choice list. See, you found choice list. You can do either this, or you can also copy this table name. So this is the table name. Sys underscore choice is a table name. You will do dot list. That also opens the choice table. Okay. So this also shows you this. Say, for example, this is hidden. Okay, this table is hidden in this filter navigator. Then what you will do is you will open it like this. So if you know the table name, you can open it like this. And if you have access, you will see the records. If you don't have access, you will not see these records. You can maybe when you work on your own, right, you can maybe test with impersonating some user who doesn't have any role. Just do that. Like if you search for choice field, choice list, they'll not be able to see the choice list in filter navigator. Okay, so then you can do sys underscore choice dot list. So it will take you to this table, but still it will show that you don't have access or no records to display or security constraint, some message you will see. Okay, you can try it out on your own. So if I open choice list table directly, you can see I see the choices of all the tables, right? So this table is not just a user table. There are different tables and there are 11,276 records. So this table contains choices of all different tables and all different fields. Okay. So if you open it directly from a record, then it will open the choice list of that particular field of that particular table. But you open directly from if you open directly the choice list table, then it will obviously show all the table records. Okay. So here also you can create new record. You see new button here. You will click on new. And then here you have to manually select the table. So, but if you do it here, if you do from here, show choice list. And now if you do new, okay, Okay, it has taken the element, but table, I'm not sure. Even table should be auto-populated, okay? So if it doesn't, you can simply select the table, user table. Okay.
Yeah, so when you work in your production instance, table gets auto-populated. Only in PDI it is not like that.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Okay, so here we have user table. I can select the user table and then I'll give the label and value. I can give the sequence also, I can mention in which sequence I have, and then I can submit. So here we also see something called as dependent value and hint, right? So let us do one thing. So this hint is visible for all the fields, okay? I'll add hint also. Okay. Okay, so this hint doesn't work for choice values. Since it's a dictionary entry, I think it is available there, but it doesn't work anyhow. So if I go here also, right? If I go to configure label, so here also I can see hint, right? So maybe I will give displays user ID. So see, if I go here, it shows me that it displays user ID. So say for example, in any table, you're adding a new field and you want the users to know what that field is about, right? If you simply give user ID, maybe few users don't know what is user ID. So then you can give what is user ID there. Okay, so see, this is what I gave as hint. So that is a help text which will be displayed for user. So if you want to add any help text, you can add it under hint. Okay, you can do it configure label and then there you can add the hint which you want to give. So we also have something called as help. So let's see what it does. Okay. Okay, help text is not shown anywhere. Maybe there's the configure dictionary. Let us do one thing. We'll remove the hint and we'll only keep the help text. Okay, so it's not showing anywhere. I'll just check what help text is used for, and I'll let you know tomorrow. Okay, remind me once. I'll check what is the help text, or you can also just Google what is help text, and if you find anything, that's also fine. So you understood what is the use case of hint, right? So if in case any fields you want to, you want the user to understand what that field is used for, then you will use the hint. And after the choice list, we also have something called as dependent field here, right? Dependent value. So let us learn what is this dependent value. So we have country code. So maybe I'll add something called as state or province. I'll go here, configure form layout. Okay, so from here, I'll select choice list and I'll add state or province. So this is a new field which I'm adding. Okay, so the field is added here. So I want it just under country code. So I'll move it up. Okay, so now we'll see this. Okay, so once this is done, we have state or province. Since we have this, we had selected the field type as choice, we have drop down here. So now I'll add some states, okay. Let us go to configure choices. And here we'll add Bangalore. Okay. Okay, so I have added, so these I have added now, right? So I'll just make it alphabetical order. Okay, done. So these are the choices which I have for state or province. But what I want is, I want the state or province to be displayed based on the country code. Okay, so if I select India, I want the states of India only to be displayed here. Okay, I don't want New York or Dublin to be displayed because they don't belong to India country, right? So how can I achieve that? I can go to show choice list. If I do show choice list, it will take me to the choice list table with the table name user, like choices of user table, and the element is state province. So here we have, I'll open Bangalore. So here we have dependent value, right? So now, what is the dependent value? See, India value is India only. So I'll enter the dependent value as India. So as I said, you have to take the value, okay, not the label. So here, label and value both are same, so that is fine. But in case you're considering Germany, you see the value is different from the label. So in this case, you will have to take this value and not this label. Okay, so you make use of values everywhere. You won't make use of label anywhere. So I have taken India and I have updated it as dependent value. I'll update. And then for Chennai also will do the same. So here also dependent value, I'll update. Okay, so you can open each record and you can update there, or you can do one more thing. You can go to personalized list. So here also you see dependent value. You can simply add it here. Okay. See, it's updated, right? So here also, if I just double click, it will make it editable. Okay, so I want to update for Mumbai, right? So I'll just double click here and I'll paste. It's done. So you can update in list view also. You can update in list view, or you can open each record and their updating form also. And you can update multiple records also in list view. Okay, see, for example, these two are same, right? So what I'll do is I'll hold shift and I'll click on down arrow. See, I can update all these records at a time. Now I won't do it, but maybe I'll show you by updating. Okay, I'll make all these as inactive true. Okay, I'm holding shift and I'm clicking on down arrow. And now if I do this, see, 5 rows will be updated and I can make all of them true at once. Okay, see, all of these became true. Now I don't want it, so I can make all of these false. So you understood how you can update in list view, right? Okay.
Yes, Kavya.
Yeah. So now we have updated the dependent values here. So now we'll go back. We'll see how that is working. Okay. Let me just directly open from here. I'll open any user record. So here for Brazil, okay, it is showing all the values for Brazil. If I select India, okay, what did I do? Active false. Oh, okay, okay. We'll go to configure dictionary. So here we have dependent field. Okay, so we should have checked this also. Okay, so use dependent field. I'll select use dependent field and then I'll select which field it is dependent on. So the field which is dependent on is country code. So I'll select this. Okay, so now it just means that state or province, sorry, state or province is dependent on country code field. Okay. So I'll show again how I did this.
Yeah, Kavya.
Mhm.
Yeah, I got it, Kavya. No
You
problem.
got it? Okay. So you just have to click on advanced, okay? Because directly those fields were not visible. But if we go to configure dictionary, okay, see now, okay. So here we had something called as advanced view under related links. Only if you check that, then you will see more options. That is dependent field calculated value. These two will be visible only if it is in advanced view. Okay, see here you can see view is advanced. In default view, you won't see this. So make sure you are opening this in advanced view. And then here you can just check this and select on which field it should be dependent. Okay, so now that we have selected and also we have defined the values, you can see for Brazil, it is not showing any state or province. Okay, for any other country, it is not showing, but for India, it should show 3 choices. See, for India, I can see Bangalore, Chennai, and Mumbai. And if I select Israel also, I don't see anything here. So we'll make Israel, Dublin also dependent on Israel. Now if I refresh list, so now if I select Israel, I should see 1 choice. Okay. So now you understood how the dependent field works, right?
Yes, Kavya.
Okay. So we have another 15 minutes. So what I'll do is I'll explain how to make use of filter and filter in the list view. So say for example, since you are familiar only with user or groups table, I'm giving all examples in users or groups table, okay? But you can try it in any other table for your experience. So here you see a filter condition, right? Show or hide filter. So what you can do is you can click here. This will open the filter. And here, say for example, I want all the usernames whose country code is US. So I'll just go here. I can choose the field. It says choose field, right? So my field is country code. Okay, I have country code. So here you see different operations. You can either choose is not, is one of, is not one of, contain, starts with, ends with, does not contain, is anything, is same, is different. So you can try all these different filters, okay, when you work on your PGI. So now I'll take is, and I will see all the choices here for country code. So for me, I want US, so I'll select US. And if I click on run, okay, so that means there are no users with country code US. So if I want to remove this condition, I'll simply click here. Okay. Let us update to user records country code to US. See, I can see country code here. I'll select as US. And let me select multiple records. Okay, so this is United States. I'll just click OK. So all these records are updated with yes. So now I'll give the filter condition. Okay, it's already there. And if I click on run, I'll see only those records whose country code is United States. Okay, you can see only 8 records. So here also, if I want to further filter, I can see active, false, active, true, and all, right? So I can add one more condition. I'll go to, I'll go to this filter. Here I'll add country code is United States and active is true. Now if I click on done, I'll only see active true records. So you see 8 became 7 because there was one record which was active false. So if you want to filter any records, like maybe when you open a table, you want the list of records based on certain conditions, you can add them here in the filter condition. Okay, and you can give or also. Say for example, I'll give or and I'll give okay, not or for this I want which with country code India. Okay, so I can run. So I'll get records with the country code India or US. And I can give and condition here, or I can give or condition also. So you understood, right? Or means like if either these all conditions should be met or these conditions should be met. So here we'll give active is false and country code is United States. So if I click on run, I'll see all 8 records because either of these two conditions should be met. Either these three conditions should be met, or these two conditions should be met. Okay, so you understood how to make use of filter conditions, right? And also this query you can copy. Okay, so say for example, you are making use of this condition, like these set of records in your script somewhere. So now you want these filter condition in the form of script. So what you do is you just go to the end and you right click. So here you see copy query. Okay, if you copy query, it is copied to clipboard. And here if I paste, see I get the query in the form of script. So you can make use of this script, you can make use of this query anywhere in your script. Okay, it will show the list of these records only. And also when you right click here, you see other, like opening new window, right? So it will just open the same table with these filter condition in a new window. That's all. And then what else we have? Copy URL. So if you do copy URL, then the URL is copied. So here I paste it. See, you can see the whole URL with the query is equal to is copied. It's just this one. Okay. So if you open this query also directly, so say for example, you are working on something and your teammate asks you to provide the list of users who should be used in a script. So then what you will do is you will copy URL and then you will provide this URL to your teammate. So if they open this URL in new tab, see, it will take them to the same list of users. So far, any questions?
No, Kavya.
Okay. So, and also you see here these boxes, right? Square boxes. So this can be used to select the records. If I select this record, and here you see actions on selected rows. So if I click on this, if I want to delete this user record, I can delete it here. And there could be other actions also. Say, for example, some records needs approval. Okay, so approve or reject. In such cases also, you can select that record, and here instead of delete, you will see approve action. Okay, so that if you want to perform any actions on few records or just one record from the list, you can simply select that record and you can perform that action from here. So I'll just delete. So if I click on delete, it is asking me, do you want to delete? And okay, so if you see this particular warning, note that the related records may trigger their own cascade deletion, right? So that is one notification device. So notification device is nothing but the email ID. Okay, so since it is asking if you delete this, it will also delete this email ID. So do you want to do that? Then there could be few records in the email logs, like where this user has received emails or sent email to ServiceNow, right? So those will be recorded somewhere. Or there could be other records also where this user is related. Say, for example, user is added to some group. So in under group members table, you will see this record. So the records from all those tables will also be deleted. Okay, so that is why it is telling me that it will result in cascade deletion. So cascade is nothing but, one thing is leading to another, right? So if I still delete, so this will delete the record. Okay. So I don't see that user anymore. So is this the record I deleted? No, right? It was another record.
No, Kavya, that was with the
Yeah.
XY.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and also if you want to select multiple records, that also you can do. You can select these multiple records and then you can perform any actions from here. Or there can be other actions also. Okay, so here I have selected few records, and if I go here, column options, I can see update selected. This will update only the selected records. So I have selected 4 records. So if I do update selected, see, I can update those 4 records. So what I'll do is I'll change the country code for that to Japan. And now I'll update. So I'll remove all the filter conditions. Okay. So you can see for those 4 records, the country code is updated as Japan. So if you want to perform actions to multiple records, then you can, instead of opening each record, you can simply do that, okay? Or say, for example, here from the list view also you can do. I told you, right? You have to just hold shift and do drop down. So that also works. But say, for example, you want to update multiple fields in those records, and all of them should have common values. So now if I do this, update selected. Okay. So here I can update city also. Okay, I'll give city as Bangalore, or since it's Japan. Okay, anything I can give. And then state or province also. Okay, maybe I'll select something here. I'll select as India, and then here I'll select as Bangalore, and city also I'll make it as Bangalore. Okay. So as you can see, I can update multiple fields. Okay. So maybe I can make all of them active false at once, or change the language also to English. So once I click on update, so it has updated those 6 records. Let's see, city as Bangalore and country code India, and state or province also will be updated. Okay. Okay, why did it take IND and not India? Let us check again. I'll do update selected. I will select the country code as India, and then state and province. Update. Okay, for some reason it is not updating this. I don't know why. If you face any such issue, this could be a product issue, because it should be updated as India country code, and why it is not selecting, I'm not sure, because state or province is getting updated. Okay, so there are 2 state or province. Do we have another country code? No. There could be something in the backend which is doing this. So if you find some issue like this, maybe you can troubleshoot. Okay. Let's see. State or provinces, this is I created this. You go to configure dictionary. So we'll see. Yeah, country code, this is fine. Okay, I'm not sure why it is updating as IND because we have not even given that value anyway. So in these cases, like you, even when you are performing something, you might face certain issues like this. Okay, like it is not working as expected. Then you can troubleshoot to see if it is any mistake done from your end. If not, you can contact the service support to ask them why it is happening. Okay. So I think this is a product defect because I don't see any mistake done from our end. We select India. This is strange. Okay. I don't understand why it is happening. Maybe I'll select some other country and see. Okay, so for a while ago, it was working fine, right? When I was selecting country code, it was updating properly.
Yeah, it was fine, but
Yeah, now I don't know. It should be some issue with the product only because see, it's happening for all other countries also. And even when the state is selected as none. Yeah, in such cases, okay, United Kingdom, it is getting updated correctly. And the Israel. These are the fields which we created, right? Israel and India. So even backend value also we had given as India only or Israel only. I'm not sure why it is happening like that. And this is a product defect because it should work fine, not like this. So if you find any such issue, you can contact high support and ask them why it is happening. Maybe they'll fix it from there. Okay, so any questions about whatever we discussed today?
Kavya, one question. In some fields, not fields, choice list, which you were explaining, the sequence value is 100, 200, the sequence is like that, but some it is 0 and 1. So is it our choice to give?
Yeah, it is your choice to give. You can give it as anything. You can give 10, 20, 30, 40, or you can give it as 100, 200, 300, or 101, 102. It can be anything. It will just take from the ascending order.
Okay, is there any meaning for that? Like sequence number, just order of display, right?
Yeah, it's just order of display, nothing else.
Okay. Okay, Kavya. And also, what's our course plan? What are we going to discuss tomorrow? Like, is there anything like your plan date-wise? Do you have any plan?
Yeah. I have planned the syllabus and we are going in order. So tomorrow we have few more things to deal with regarding dictionary. So that will work tomorrow and also application modules and tables. So once that is done, we'll go to change, problem and incident. And it's I think you was the syllabus was shared with you, isn't it?
Yes, it is shared. Okay, that's the same thing, right? No change in that.
Yeah, like we'll be covering all the topics. Like for few topics are not in order. So if you think that few topics were missed, maybe they'll be covered in future classes.
Okay, Kavya. Okay.
Okay, fine. So any other question?
No, Kavya, that's all.
Okay, fine, Preeta. Then we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.